Hi guys, welcome back to the garage. I'm back from my touring around. Those videos will continue to churn out for a bit yet. But today we're going to have a quick fleet update and then a quick channel update. Just bring you up to date with where things are and what's going to happen next. So we'll start at the Honda. Right, in my absence, the Honda logbook came. So it's now registered historic, sort of P-Reg, 1976. Although it was actually made in 75, but anyway, let's not dwell on that. Minor problems when it came back. Petrol tap main O-ring was leaking. So I fixed that. I didn't bother videoing it, it's very quick. And the clutch plates had stuck together, which was probably not surprising because it has been sitting for some time, not just a couple of months I've been away. But anyway, once it warmed up, operated it a few times, they're free now. Although there's a slight clunk going into first gear. So it is possible a couple of them are still a bit sticky, but anyway, I'm sure they will free up. Otherwise, fired up instantly, ready for use. And that's what's going to happen, it's going to get used. Although there is still one outstanding issue, which I'll show you now. Which is the exhaust. Now, it's got worse because I've been picking at it. And then whilst I was running the bike, I noticed dust vibrating underneath. And I hadn't realised, or it's just happened, one of the two, there's another hole here underneath. Just there, I don't know if you can see that. So that's going to need patching as well. So I'm starting to wonder, well I did start to wonder, whether it's worth bothering. So, behind this bolt-on cover, there's a collector box where it goes from 4 down to 1 and an inch of silencer. Now, according to my parts book, that should be a separate piece. And somebody on this one has welded it all together, which is, well, just call it a shame is an understatement, because the downpipes are in lovely condition. So either I need to buy a Kirker 4-into-1 in stainless at 335 quid, which to be honest is, I don't think is expensive for a complete system in stainless. But anyway, I don't like it because it's a shorty exhaust, and I really don't like shorty exhaust. So I'm going to have to find some sort of automotive reducer, which no doubt will be in mild steel, and then buy a longer silencer. I was thinking maybe the Bonneville type silencer. I haven't decided, but either way, it's going to need cutting and welding, or I just weld this up for the minute and worry about it later. I haven't decided. I also suspect that the carbs are going to need balancing. I don't have a set of balancers, I'll just have to buy some. But that will wait until it's been ridden about for a bit to make sure everything settles down. And the other thing about the Honda, as a follow-up to a video I did about the charging system, where I messed about the regulator and all that sort of stuff, it's now charging properly. Although I'm not so keen on the permanent headlight on with the halogen bulb, because I think the charging system on these is pretty marginal, and that's a big draw. So on to the Harley. Now the Harley used to drop gearbox oil. There's some videos about what I did to try and stop that happening. It's a bit dark in this corner, I don't know why, but anyway. Now, that's where it's been sitting for 2 months. Now, it used to leave a puddle after 2 days, and there's nothing. So, it looks like that's at least slowed it down considerably, if not stopped it entirely. However, it is still wet sumping. Now that looks like an awful lot, but it's, as I say, that's 2 months worth of wet sumping. and it has spread out a lot on the cardboard. And I don't think you can stop them doing it. From what I've read and what I've been told, it's virtually impossible to stop them doing it, even with new pumps or wet sump. So I'll live with that. So the Harley fired straight up, battery's good. Yeah, it just fired straight up, so it's ready to go. The BSA fired up quite easily as well. Still slightly coffee yet, but again, it needs running. The tank, I've not done anything about because I tried resealing it with what was left over from the Honda. I'm not sure whether that's been successful. So really, again, it needs to get on the road and find out. But it runs fine, started fine. I say slightly coffee, but I'm sure it will be fine. And then there's the 2CV. Now, the day I left, I went to pick up some money, and on the way back down the dual carriageway, I got to the roundabout at the end, and the oil light came on and stayed on. So I quickly pulled over to the side of the road, checked the oil, which was full, and it flickered on and on and on. So I thought, well, I might as well just take it home. I know this engine's not great, which is why we had the spare engine rebuild on the channel before. I knew this wasn't a good one. Got home, let it all cool down, checked over, make sure there was no obvious signs of anything. Started up again, oil light went out. Took it for a thrash again down the dual carriageway, oil light came back on again. So given the pattern, it's unlikely to be the pressure switch, because once they go faulty, they tend to just go faulty, and that's it. I will investigate the switch further. I suspect there's going to be a video coming quite soon of doing an engine swap on a 2CV. And then I'll strip this engine down, because I have got a spare crank. The top end I think's okay apart from the valve guides. Either way, we'll take it apart, not an in-depth video, just a quick check, and see if we can then rescue this as another spare. So those videos will be coming soon as well. It also needs an MOT, which ran out while I was away, but of course there's no point worrying about that till I get the engine sorted. So engine swap probably, and a pre-MOT check, and then we'll just see where we go from there. So what's coming up? Well, as far as I'm concerned, the Harley's done, the Honda's done, the BSA's done. None of them need any major work now, it's all just speckling. So I have another British bike which you haven't seen yet, which needs recommissioning. It's been off the road some years because of various issues which I'll go into later, so that needs recommissioning. The Bantam still needs doing, although to be honest I've lost the enthusiasm for the Bantam just for the minute, but anyway, it needs doing. There is another British bike I need to show you which should need nothing doing to it really, but you'll see it eventually. And then I wasn't going to do any sort of car project here because there isn't much room. However, I have an urge at the minute to get another car. I don't know why, but I have. So I'm looking at the moment for some sort of running restoration project that I can keep moving in and out, that doesn't require loads and loads of welding, all that sort of stuff. So I want something interesting, so I'll keep you up to date on that. Now, longer term on the motorbike front, I don't need all these bikes, so something's got to go. Probably at least two. And at the minute, it's looking like the shovel head, because as I'm about to explain, I have other issues and it's getting a bit heavy for me. So I think the shovel head's going to have to go. And then the Honda will stay for a bit, and it'll either be the BSA or this other British motorbike I'm going to show you. One of those is probably going to have to go. And then there may be another bike project to take their place. So what's complicating all these issues? Well, first and foremost, and the most important by a long way, is the family is about to be expanding by one very small female who is expected to arrive in the next 10 to 12 days. And I know from previous experience, I will be involved with Elizabeth, running around, sorting things out, helping out, blah, 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 dog sitting. I will introduce you to the dog when he arrives with us for a few days. So good news, but there won't be much garage work going on. The second issue is, you might be able to tell from my voice, I'm rather hoarse, which is due to medication issues connected to a medical issue I've got, which has suddenly flared up again. So I will be going in for prodding, poking and checking in about 10 days' time, which will inevitably result in more medication, which makes you feel worse than the bloody illness does in the first place. But anyway, which will also likely to have an impact on what's happening in the garage in the short term. The third issue is I have a lease rapidly approaching termination date on another workshop, which is still filled with accumulated rubbish from years, which I've got to clear out. And then finally, after all of that, I'm hoping to go and sit in the sun again for a few weeks to recuperate a bit. So hardcore mechanicking in the garage is unlikely in the short term. But don't panic, there will be other videos coming. There will be some tinkering going on inevitably because I'm surrounded by old bikes and they always need tinkering. So there will be videos coming out, don't worry. Just there won't be anything hardcore, full restoration type videos for a couple of months until all this gets sorted. So that's what's going to happen. So hopefully there'll be things of interest. The travel videos will continue until they run out. I've got some car videos from shows that are up already, and there are more to come. There are some forgotten motorcycle videos, a couple coming out, and then there's a couple of other short videos which I think may be of interest. I hope they will be of interest to keep us all going throughout this period. And also, I hope to get more riding in this short summer period that we're blessed with here. But again, that depends on the other issues, obviously. So there you go. So thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll catch up with you again soon. And please, keep coming back. Thanks a lot.